Hey, true art believers, good morning, good morning. This is Pearson here. Just another day in paradise, yeah. And today I'm just gonna work on trying to get this drawing about close to finish. We're gonna see after 2 hours. I don't know. Got quite a bit of work to do, but I think it's getting closer to the final stages. I'm about to. I'm feeling it. I'm starting to feel it, and so I'm really feeling it being getting to that stage of completion, and I'm pretty excited about it. That's one of those things it's really nice to it's really nice to have that feeling of getting done, right? So without further ado, let's do this whole nice little intro thing, right? So like before I do anything, I like to start the sorry. I like to start the timer, and that way I have a heading so I know when to stop on things and to kind of move forward. Gosh, my nose is stuffy. Isn't that something? Oh, I did it again. I hate that. Absolute hate it. Like, let's see here. There we go. Anyways, I just absolutely hate when that happens where I think I have the layer selected every time and without without like without fail, I always seem to grab the layer that I shouldn't be using. I'm like, okay, I clicked on the layer, mainly because I clicked it all, like I clicked it open. I opened it, I turned it on, but I didn't click it. All I did was just turn it on. I didn't do anything else after that. I just turned the darn file on, and there you go. So, here we are again, another day in paradise, working on this drawing, and we're gonna see what happens when I start adding some strokes here, and then kind of go from there. Really, that's all it's all about. Just working through it. I had a really good conversation yesterday with a fellow artist, and it was actually quite nice. You can find it on my YouTube channel, but like it was a really good conversation. That was funny. I had a fun time. It was I think the only thing is because I started so early, or so late, we could have had a much longer conversation, but I was getting really tired, and I think maybe it could have gone a lot longer. It definitely could have, you know. But you gotta do what you gotta do, right? Uh, I know that my momentum was kind of running low, but the dude had some verbal stamina, so it's really kind of cool. Yeah. And then after that, I had a bunch of spaghetti. I had a bunch of spaghetti, like way too much. I feel myself slouching. You ever have that where you start to slouch when you draw, or slouch and you do like these activities that you shouldn't be slouching? You should like sit up straight. I maybe need a desk that like allows me to kind of not slouch. Like maybe if the screen was up higher. So if it was up higher, I probably would not slouch. You know. So this is going to take me a while to kind of really, really get used to what I'm trying to do here. Trying to figure out like a visual language that I'm working on right now. I'm trying to establish how dark I need to be going. And there's also this issue where I have the screen. It's set up. You're gonna find this silly, but the screen is set up so that let's see here, so that it doesn't emit blue light in the morning. But we're gonna do that right now. We're gonna change that. There you go. There's some blue light, although it's a little bright. Turn that thing down. Where it doesn't emit blue light because it's a blue light will kind of messes with your natural circadian rhythms with sleep. And typically, I try to have the I try to have the I try to show have a limited amount of blue light at night, so it automatically I want to say like shuts out the blue light for a few hours at night from like 8 o'clock to like 7 in the morning. So that's why you can't tell, but me personally, I can tell the screen's kind of weird looking, and so it can affect the overall color. So like right now, everything's really warm looking, kind of warmish, because it's removed a lot of the blue light, and so I'm drawing with this kind of like weird iridescent. I don't know. I can't really explain it. It's just it's lacking a certain fundamental color point that I will notice later on when the screen starts to course correct and starts to starts to go more with a bluish tinge. Huh. So I'm just trying to play around with the ear for 25 minutes and see where it takes me. And then I'm going to go back down to the heck. I might just say I might just hmm. I could, in theory, start moving. I might just move towards the details. I might just work on the nose and eyes and go with the background and then see what happens. Yeah, I might just do that. I'm finding myself going too micro and like, I don't know at this point, like, and I might leave the whiskers on there in the way that they are right now, the like that base form whiskers, because I was gonna do something a little bit more special, but I'm just thinking to myself, is that extra movement, like those extra steps, gonna make like a significant amount of change to the image to warrant me to spend a good 30 minutes to an extra hour? And typically it doesn't. Like it's typically it does. It makes it a little bit better, but it doesn't make it like it's not like it's mind blowing, where like, oh my gosh, that's the best choice. That's the best choice you've made so far with this drawing. You should have done that at the very beginning. And typically it doesn't do that. It makes it a little bit better, but not. Uh, not to sound lazy, but it doesn't make it better enough for me to kind of keep moving forward with it. And I think I think there comes a point in the drawing when you have to kind of like let go. You have to like dial back the reins a little bit and just let the drawing and its imperfections kind of be. And I think I'm at that point where I can just do that because it's I'm feeling like I need to say goodbye to the drawing. Like I need to move on to another drawing. I think I've invested enough time in it that I got what I wanted from it. And each drawing I get a little bit better at putting more time into it or knowing when to stop. And it just feels like it. It just feels like I need to move towards the eyes and then the nose and eyes and leave the whiskers as they is. I think they're bold enough that I think they're bold enough. They're okay enough. They're not perfect. They look weird, kind of out of place in some areas. But whoops, what am I doing? I'm trying to make this on the side here or upside down. But they look okay enough that I think I can deal with it. And I'm fine with that. I think I'm fine with that. So I can like I think I can handle leaving it as is and not feel too guilty about it. You know? Does that make sense? Anyways, I think I'm at the point mentally where I need to move on with my drawing life, if you know what I mean. And so, because I got a lot of these I got to do, and I got a lot, got a lot I got to do, and I don't want to spend my time like going over minutia, like, oh, this isn't. I gotta have the whiskers like so, and everything's got to be perfect and pretty and primped. No, it's not me. It's not me. So it's just one of those things. It's looking good though. I'm not upset about it, right? Oh, it's so late. It's so early. It's so early. It's almost done though. Like I in theory, if I was able to, if I might be able to wing the background really quickly. Uh, I don't know. We'll see. At the very least, well, what's going to happen is I can see myself getting the nose and eyes done today, and then I can spend a whole session just kind of a whole day just kind of fiddling around. Not a whole day, a whole like drawing session just fiddling around with the background. And typically I like to do that because it makes it I want to the background to me is just as important as the foreground because it's going to unite the piece and make it more whole. Even if the background's like weird abstract forms and shapes, I want it to be unified in some way. I want it to look look cohesive. I really need to get, I've been thinking about doing this, but I need to go and get like an HVAC place to kind of clean up the vents in this house because I really think that it is super gunked up and it's like because I notice when I go outside, man, I'm breathing so much better. Like I haven't been able to go outside in forever. Well, I haven't. I would go outside, but I don't go outside enough. But I notice that like, oh man, the, even if the air is like air quality is orange as you kind of see it, like whenever you drive on the driveway, some up in the highway, sometimes you see like, oh, air quality is red, or yellow, or green, or orange, or whatever. And you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Like, no, it's bad. All this is bad. What about green? No, green's real bad. Like, wait, I thought green was like good. No, green's really bad. What's good? Oh, we don't have a color for that. Like, oh, there is no good color for green for air quality, but like it's. I feel like it's better than the house right now because the house, I think it's just got it's so dusty and it needs to be like we just need to vacuum it or something. I don't know. Maybe is that part of it or that is it a small fractional part of the equation? I don't know, but I really do feel like it's the air quality in the house because I remember like I was opening the windows the other day and I was like, man, I could breathe easier. I could breathe so much easier, right? I could breathe so much easier in with the window open, and that's like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Why is this a an issue? Why is the house air quality an issue? Maybe I need to change the filters or something, or a mixture of things, a combination of things that I need to be kind of aware of that I'm not I don't have enough knowledge on, you know. Maybe I need to do a little quick search on like how to improve the air quality in the house. What can I do? Maybe I need to get like a ficus, like one of those plants or something. Maybe that'll help. Gosh, maybe I need to get a plant to really, because the plants I hear they like clean up the air, and maybe that's what I need. Something to kind of suck out all the some of the contaminants that might be kind of wandering around the house that you're not aware of for the day to day. Maybe I need to do that. I don't know. It's something I gotta really start thinking heavily of given the circumstances. And as I said, it's like I notice a difference. I really do. I notice a difference right away when I open the window and I'm like, wow, this. I don't know if this is bringing more air in, there's like fresher air or something like that, or I'm like huffing the just like this old air, I guess. There's not a lot of air being replaced. I don't know what the situation is, but like I know that it's making it harder to breathe more comfortably, I guess. Because I notice right away, as I said, like going outside, no problem. Of course, you'll get the little bit of sneezes because maybe there's pollen, but like the air is just cleaner or more refreshing, or maybe it's the sun. I don't know what's causing the initial response. It could be a multitude of things. And we got to think about it like that way, like just look at the drawing, like what is causing said image to look like this, right? So anyways, I don't know. I'm not claiming to have many of the answers. I'm just doing my thing. I really do wish I'd like to do more just sketching studies because at this point, sometimes this doesn't feel like I'm doing much drawing. It feels kind of like advanced coloring to me sometimes because I've done so many of them that like I really don't feel like I'm drawing. And I look at some of these digital art pieces, and sometimes I see the digital art, and it's like it doesn't feel like they're drawing half the time. It feels like they're just like manipulating layers or manipulating textures. And it's like, oh man, that's weird, man. It doesn't feel like I'm drawing. So like right now, like I don't really feel like I'm drawing. I feel like I'm just taking a weird color tool and waving it around at times, and I'm like, is this drawing? Is this art? And I'll question myself, is what I'm doing art? I'm like, because the more I talk to some of these artists, the more I realize, like, wow, these artists have like this intense spiritual connection to their work, or this intense like sub connection on a subconscious level to their work. Like it really helps them like emotionally to do it. And I actually I sometimes think about that. Like what's my why with my art? And I think the reason why I like that my answer to that is like it's the only thing that I'm like semi decent at. Like I'm not great at it, but like it's the only thing that I'm semi decent at, and I could say this is me. I can do. I'm good enough to do this, and so that's why I do it. And maybe that's not a good reason. I don't know, but like I hear some of these artists like, oh man, it got me out of a dark place, or this I use this as a therapy, or it's I'm just not I just don't feel whole if I'm not taking photos, if I'm not out in the world with nature taking photographs of places I love and enjoy. I'm like, man, dude, that sounds amazing. Like, I guess the closest I get to that is uh, drawing like just really bad sketches on purpose, because like I don't really feel like I don't want to have any expectation. And so like when I do semi decent sketches, but they're almost there's no thought and there's no like strategy. There's like I feel uh, much more satisfied sometimes, because it's just more it's like fun to kind of like just scribble around. Like it goes, you liken it when you're a kid. I liken it to where if you're when you were a kid and you're scribbling on your drawing surface, and like, oh my god, this is so fun. You're just scribbling, and like, yeah, maybe it might came out to a face or a weird nose or a cartoon character or something, but like you're like, oh, this is fun. Just the act of scribbling, or the act of taking paint and just rubbing it on a surface and not worrying about, like, I think we have to like, as humans, we have to like always rationalize the like, why are you making these paintings? Why are you doing this? I was like, I think the act of it, the action is uh, can be kind of therapeutic for me. Maybe that might be my why to why. That might be my why for uh, why I draw. Like that might be my purpose, right, for it. I don't know. Uh, I don't know. It's just something I've been kind of pondering as of late when I've been talking to some of these artists, and it's just like very, very interesting to hear uh, what it's done for them, and it's for many it's done wonders. Like at least a handful. I've only interviewed or talked to a handful, but like almost every one of them, not everyone, but more than half, it's brought them somewhere. It's taken them somewhere special, you know. I really think I'm just going to leave it. I'm not going to mess with the lashes. See, like if you look real closely, the lashes are kind of like three-tiered. You can see like the strokes. I think I might just leave it like that because I'm kind of lazy and I don't want to have to go through the trouble of kind of reintroducing them, if you know what I'm saying. And I'm going to work on the eyes. So I'm going to make a group specifically for the eyes and nose. So this chapter, this drawing is getting closer to finish. So that's locked. We're making a group called eyes and ears and mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Whoa, look at that. There we go. That's how much detail's been added on there. Look at that. All that detail just piled up. Not even detail, it's just like shapes and stuff. So we're gonna do we'll start with the nose and then we're gonna go with the eyes. And so what's gonna happen is let's see. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just gonna kind of wing it. So I'm not gonna really work on anything. I'm not gonna work on the hair. I'm done with the hair. Give me a break, man. I'm not gonna work on the hair. I'm not gonna work on anything else. I'm just gonna work on the shadows of the nose, and then it probably won't take that long, to be honest with you, because I'm gonna be using layer effects. But I might protract it longer than it really needs to be, and then I want to work on the eyes, and I might work on a little bit of the hair around the eyes. Maybe it might need some fine tuning. I'm not sure at this point. And then I'm going to be using layer effects to kind of make the vibrancy of the eyes feel more vivid. So like there's those greens are going to be standing out. And I think what I wanted to do is because it's making me kind of scared, is I'm going to add like some color, like like confetti on top of it's gonna be like the last layer. It's gonna go on top of the cat Bitty Bee, like a little confetti. Like it's not even gonna be confetti. It's gonna be like bright colors they're gonna put on top of there. Um, and that's gonna be the start of I don't know. I don't know. I noticed that I haven't done it for this one, so I might as well try it out and see what happens. Maybe find a special brush that I can kind of play around with it. That might have some cool effects I might work with. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. So we're just gonna see. But that's just I gotta articulate it. I gotta articulate the idea so that um I gotta articulate the idea. So let's see here. I gotta articulate the idea so that I have some heading with the drawing. I need to know where it's going a little bit. And I think that's we're on the right track, so we'll see. I don't know. We don't want to be too like we don't want to be too, what would you call it, like strict with it, but it wouldn't hurt, you know. What's this? What's this do? Okay, eyes and nose layer. Ah, okay, that's what that does. What's this do? What brush is this? Oh, that's like a lightning brush. Okay, and I think I started out with a soft airbrush, a hard airbrush for this, so we're going to continue using the brush for a little bit, and then we're going to use like textures. So we're going to continue with the airbrush, but we're going to just increase the contrast because it's the airbrush, from my experience, you need to like almost just like, it just needs to be so much more vivid to push that to make it feel uh, real, I guess, or so that, not real, but definitely to get the contrast onto the surface quicker, because otherwise it just takes forever, and I'm not one for patience at the moment. I'm not really patient at all, actually, as of late. I'm kind of lazy. Well, not lazy, but I'm definitely not going around trying to wait for the drawing to finish itself. Yeah. So I'm exaggerating the color tones a little bit. Obviously, that's the Bitty Bee's nose is not that dark or light, and I'm just trying to add that for like a little bit of. I don't know why I'm adding it. It just feels like the thing that I should be doing with it, and maybe I should be doing something. I want to try doing this. I'll try using a little. I gotta get the color editor out so I can kind of have it next to me to kind of manipulate the color a little bit easier without having to double click the drawing puck. So we're going to add a little bit more color to the nose. So it's not just going to be red, it's going to have some purples in it, you know, a little bit of purple in certain areas, you know, more vivid reds in certain areas. You know, and I always like to go back to the source color from the cat, right? Just to maybe I might need that I might need that tone. The one thing I don't like about this sketchbook is I can't see my brush and its size when I'm drawing. It disappears, and it's supposed to not do that, or at least I think it's supposed to not do that. But they should really have that show so you know exactly where the edges of your drawing, your brush kind of ends and begins, so you can have a better like understanding of where to move and manipulate your brush. But no, they don't want to do that. It's too hard. It's too much programming. Come on, dog. You know, help me out. Right? Help me out, bro. But No, they don't want to do that. That's too much time and effort, right? I don't know. Maybe it's there. Maybe there's a setting there that I just haven't activated, but I thought I've activated it. But it's not always the case. It's not like always the case, So I turned to the blues a little bit. I'm gonna add some blues here. They probably don't belong, but who cares, right? No, I think I think they belong to in some of these areas to some extent. Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe this might be the no stopping point, and then maybe start using some layer effects just to add like that cool, like make it flashier. That's gonna be like my flashy thing where I use some skin effects. What's this called? Let's see. First, I need. Okay, there we go. I just wanted to see. There we go. I need to see what the pores kind of look like. All right. What if I take like this? Maybe something like that might be fun. All right. So I'm just going to be doing like some sort of like, I don't know. I figure I'm just going to do like some simple pore effect. I'm not really good at it, but I'm going to put it there anyways. Yeah, what's this look like? Ooh, too bright. It's hard to tell. And it's just going to be maybe like darken or multiply. So we're going to zoom in real quick, do some multiply effects on the shadow here. Just a little bit on the shadow. I hear that's the thing to do these days, is to add that kind of that pouring effect on the shadows, and so I'm going to do it, and then get the like the soft erase to kind of pull out some of it. The reason why I don't have to worry so much about how I do this is because it's going to be so micro. You're not even going to see those touches. You don't even see them now. And then we'll do another layer by itself, and then something like that, where I use the some sort of glow or an overlay. Like maybe a hard light. Maybe a little hard light. On the, and then a little bit of hard light on the nose here. Whoops. How'd the pore size become so large? A little hard light, you know, just. And then we could try adding another layer, and then this time it's going to be another layer, like a glow, but what if we use a glow, but with I used to have a favorite brush of mine, but I think I lost it. Yeah, I lost it, but this is pretty cool too. I think the other one was cooler. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do something like a little bit of we'll take you, we'll raise you up a bit, and we'll make you brighter, and then do something like this where we like highlight the nose areas a little bit, just a little bit, like make it feel like there are pores. Again, it's hard to tell the color um, because the screen is still quite yellow. So I don't know what this is going to kind of look like when it's all said and done. So like there's that fear that's kind of like, is this the right choice? Because it's going to be it's quite the screen is quite dark right now. You know that, right, bud? And maybe we do the set. We do that. Like that's okay. I don't like it. I think I need to do that. I think the I don't like part is good because if I don't like it, then I'm probably it's probably doing its job, right? I shouldn't have if I think I typically like to do that I will often do like what's it called, like what's this? Oh, that's that single strand here. Kind of follow my gut, like do something that makes me uncomfortable and keep it there. So like this kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable, like having these weird, like none of this makes sense. Like why is this there? Why would you do that? you know. Yeah. So like, why would I do that? That's weird looking. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. Who cares? Oh, that looks kind of weird without the weird shininess of it, but it might make sense when I start adding more things that kind of go with the color of the background a little bit. And then you could do something like, you know, have a little bit. So this is something I'm going to be thinking about doing a little later. Right? I think blue and the teal. Like the teal and blue, the pink will be a color combination I might be using, or maybe the teal and blue, that's new to me. Like maybe teal and purple. Using teal is new. So what if I use teal and yellow? You know, teal and orange. I typically don't use a lot of orange either. I don't like orange. It's weird. So what if I'm going to go back. We're just going to rename this foreground because I don't know if I'm done with that nose yet, but I'm going to work on it some more now because, yeah, I got 8 minutes to work on the nose, and well, might as well just keep playing around with it. I don't like it. I don't like the dense pores. That makes me uncomfortable, and so I'm going to keep it like that. As I said, I try to keep things that make me a little bit distraught. Like, I don't like doing that. Whoa, man, the color on this, I hate the screen right now. I'm not liking it because it's like, hey, dude, um, you shouldn't be using me right now. Orange, you ugly color. Or at least for me, I'm not really liking you orange. And perhaps this is, I'm going to keep it like this because it makes me very uncomfortable to have this color combination. And it makes, I don't like it. And because I don't like it, I'm going to keep it there. That sounds weird. It really does sound weird to someone who doesn't know, but I think it's necessary to kind of play around with that. I don't know. Yeah, it makes me uncomfortable. What if I did something like took the blur, uh, I don't know. It all makes me very uneasy to work with this. Again, I didn't have a plan for the nose. I thought maybe I can, maybe the glare, maybe that glare is, that shine is too much. I don't know. See, so that's that layer lays in the problem right now. Like I'm stuck. That's it. I'm stuck. Like I'm stuck, and I'm really bugging out at the moment because I don't know if I want to keep these effects on there anymore because now I'm starting to have like drawer's remorse. If that makes any sense. I'm having remorses, guys. Where I don't know. I don't know. There's days I think I'm just overthinking it. That's what I feel. Like I'm overblowing. I'm overdoing it to overdo it. And is that what I need to be doing? I don't know. Perhaps when I have more information. And maybe when I start adding like, stuff like right here, as I said, I was going to do something like this where I add a little bit more flair. Like what if I were to take like this brush and add something like that around there? What's that gonna do it? That's gonna be like, Like if we're just adding a whole layer, just what would that be like? Mm-hmm. Okay, now if I do something like that, it'll make a little bit more sense because then everything's gonna be more connected. And I think I want to do something like that. I'm afraid. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm saying that. Like I'm afraid to do it. Yeah, I'm afraid to do it, and that's why I should do it. That is why I should do it. Yeah, I think this may make no sense to you, but like, uh, yeah, doing that makes me very, very, very uncomfortable for some odd reason. Maybe it's just the it's because it's today. I don't know. Um, it just makes me uncomfortable to do it at the moment. So because it's making me uncomfortable to do it, I'm going to do it. And it's got to be. It's. I have to do it because the entire piece depends on it. Hmm. So while I'm taking a break, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and not taking a break, but well, as a timeout, essentially, we're going to play around. Yeah, I'm doing it because it makes me. I'm not eat. It's kind of a new thing, but it's kind of not. That I haven't. I've done it to some extent, but it makes me very uncomfortable to do this weird stuff, and so that's why I'm doing it. Uh, it's people like you got to be willing to kind of take a leap of drawing faith to some extent because we always typically do something that we always typically do things that we're okay with doing all the time, and this makes me uncomfortable, and so I I'm going to do it. Yeah. The headphone was in my ear. It's tickling it. Uh, but I'm going to do it because I think that's where this drawing needs to go in order to fit with the nose. I don't like the nose, and the thing is, it's just what it is. What it is. I don't want to think about the nose is I don't like it, but I don't want to spend the extra like hour and a half fiddling with it, getting it to where it needs to be, because I don't know where it needs to be. And that's one of the problems with some of the problems that I deal with my drawing, especially digital drawing, because it's so, even after doing so many drawings already, I don't know where I need to be moving. And so I'm just doing stuff to kind of see where it kind of goes. So I know I'm going to be doing something like this. Let's do like this little flare stuff. Yeah, I don't like it, but I'm going to keep it because I think that's something I need to at least experiment with and see how it plays out, and practice on this concept of just keeping, not always erasing, right? I think the what digital medium has done is it's allowed for you to not to always. I'm going to work on this before I work on the eyes. Is to always you're constantly how can I put this? You don't have to worry about making mistakes because you can always go back. Like you can literally go back almost the entire all the brush strokes, and I think that is a good and bad thing. It's good as in the sense that you can, if you make a mistake, you can backtrack or you can delete the layer. But it's bad because if you make a mistake, you can backtrack or delete the layer, meaning that you 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 never have to worry about like uh, just accepting that there's going to be inherent mistakes. So I don't think this is, I don't know if this is the right direction to be going, but I'm going to at least choose this direction and go with it. And maybe it will resurface somewhere. Maybe I think that it might be something that would be worth exploring for future drawings if this one doesn't turn out the way that I like it to be or like it to turn out, but at least it's going somewhere as opposed to just kind of remaining static. At least I made a decision with the drawing, and which some people will like just think about like all these here, like these infinite possibilities, and then all of a sudden that all that's happened through that time process is they just thought about the thing. They never really did anything to it, and that that's just not the way to go about art. You almost gotta just do, you gotta just focus on the end product and try to get it done. The answer, there is no final answer with drawing. There's only answers, and sometimes the answers can be better and sometimes they can be worse. But the thing about it is you just got to learn to come up with an answer. So like this may not be the right answer. Whoa. Like I don't know if I like that. Someone might like it. Like it feels weird to be adding that on top. And at the very least, if the person doesn't like it, I can remove almost all of it. But I'm not going to spend that time. Well, I don't think they won't. I think they'll like it because I don't know. Who knows? I kind of like that mark. We'll keep it there. And we're going to move on to pink, because I think that's going to, we're going to move on to pink. How much time do I have left? Oh, wow. We're gonna get to the eyes, maybe. We might get to the eyes. We might get to an eye. Maybe it's for the best. Maybe I'll be able to work on the eyes tomorrow for 2 sessions. Then I'll work on the background for 2 sessions, and that'll kind of like force my hand to kind of just get it done as quickly as possible. Not quickly as possible, but not overthink the process of the background and foreground and how they should relate to each other, because I typically do that too much. And you know, it's the crux of it all, I guess. So I'm trying not to be like overly generous with the colors. I'm trying to just put a few things of flair to kind of echo certain forms a little bit. Nothing too fantastic. You know? So that's what I'm doing. Just this, and I might be going a little overboard. I don't know. Whoa! Oh, that's intense. Maybe I'm going overboard. We'll see. Some people like it. Maybe it makes me uncomfortable. So maybe doing this is what I need to grow. Is do these like I've done it to an extent, you know, but I was a little bit more reserved. And maybe I need to do something that goes a little bit over, not necessarily overboard, but above and past the what I normally do with regards to like the flashy colors, you know. Maybe it's necessary to really grow and to progress forward with this art, right? Maybe to really understand myself and where I stand comfort wise with the work. At the very least, it gives the viewer to look at a lot of different interesting things, because like you have the details and you have like this flurry of color, like you make the person look at it and you're like, what is going on here? Like, why is all this color here? Is it here for a reason? Is it just there? You know, what, or the thing about it is like, I see these artists that will do like whole animal portraits, and they're all done in pink or like very baby blues and such, you know? And so like no one thinks that's weird. So now the nose makes a little bit more sense, but still I don't like the nose. I just don't like it. I don't like what I did with it. And I don't know what I did. Maybe it's the like the maybe I need to go back and do research because I think I may have forgotten what I was doing prior to this. Maybe it's because I've been doing dog noses, and dog noses have more like pores on them, and the cat noses don't, or adding the pores was unnecessary. I don't know, right? It's just it's all very. It's always got to be a little bit new. You got to be a little bit adventurous, you know. Okie dokie. Not bad. I don't know if I like that one. All right, I think I'm done with the little the little flare. I don't think I want to do anymore. Otherwise, I just can keep going. I think it's enough flare. Maybe put something that's on that's close to the nose to some extent. Something good. Something that kind of expresses that nose area a little bit better. Yeah, so I want because the nose has all those more like denser effects. I want to have a little bit more expression of color on the top of the the nose area. Now the question is, how much of it do I want to show? And I think I might be getting borderline too much. Okay. I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe just Like I want to do it because it makes me highly uncomfortable to have that there. Like this, like I just want to do it because like it doesn't seem like the right thing to do, you know? Like it's something that you don't want to see. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do it simply because it makes me really feel awkward, and just gotta accept it. And then yeah, we're gonna use the rest of the time to oops, oops. Rest of the time to work on the eyes, I guess. Keep that there, and we'll lock it. We'll lock the layer. Now, what we need to do is this: we need to go over this area with black again. I should have, like, because I didn't make a second layer. And I don't know what I gotta do. Let's make that dark, or the darkest luminous, and I should have had this on the top layer, and I always forget to do it. You know, I always forget the. Let's see here. What will help me get this layer done quicker? Because I can't see. Aha, there we go. We'll do that. That way I can see it, see where I'm putting my colors at. I should have did this the first time, but I always forget like silly things like because you want the pupils in the background so that you can easily, you won't have to maneuver around them later on. And that's what I should have done, but I didn't. So here I am doing again for like, I think a third time. Who knows? And that way I can use like, I think the eyes are really close to done if I really think about it. Like I might be using, what I'm really going to do is like do a bunch of like some IFX and move forward with it, because yeah, I'm bugging out about the nose. I can't stress enough that I don't like the nose, and because I don't like the nose, I really want to finish this drawing as quick as possible now, because it's making me very anxious, and I need to move on to another drawing to kind of uh, subconsciously remove myself. Oops, I'm trying to. What the heck are you doing? Why are you doing that? I'm trying to. There we go. Rename. There we go. Jeez. Rename the eyes. Okay. Now that the eye pupils are back, ow, we can work on them. So we're gonna take that photo, bring the eye, bring this, grab it. There we go. Have it facing the center so I can kind of use it as a reference. And I'm going to work from there. I think what I'm going to do is, I don't know what I'm going to do. I want to try something interesting. I'm going to take the color, like the highest color, the highest color. I'm going to make it yellow. I'm going to get the hard airbrush. There we go. We're going to do the same effect, which is the glow, and then see how that works out. To kind of add just a little bit of flair. Yeah, just adding these, just copying the colors, and the glow will kind of, the soft glow will kind of take the tones and just push it. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. I wish I can give you like answers that would like, hey, how you come up with this process? Like, I don't know. It's kind of making up new things and seeing how they kind of work this time around. So like, I think this time around I'm going to be focusing on the glows a little bit and how they react. And then like, I don't like the nose. I really don't. I flippin' hate that nose. Like, I can't stress how much I don't like that nose, right? I just can't stress how much I hate that nose. Now, what if I take the pupil and then, ah, oh, that's not gonna work. We gotta go on top. We do like a soft glow like last time. Well, it certainly brightens up that area, but it needs a, it does brighten up the area. It doesn't do what I'm looking for, because it, so I need just the, it needs to go over its standard. I think it needs to go, There we go. It needs to go on top of the line area because I had it on below the lines. I guess. And that might have been the reason why it's doing that. Yeah, this simple stuff like that. I don't know. I'm trying not to overthink it too much. I don't know if I like that though. Yeah, it's kind of new. Interesting. Let's do the same on the other side using the soft glow. See where that takes us. On this side. It's an effect that I saw people using. I thought it was really effective on creating this kind of like iridescence to the work. And then what I might do is get the multiply and use it for the darken areas. Right? See, it makes it really vivid. Now it's starting to, I think it's starting to feel more like it should. And what I might do to really dial it in is add some teal and some of that teal and uh, uh, some of that teal and pink. You know, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I just don't know. So I'm going to use the airbrush to kind of mute this area down a little bit. And then we'll go on top. Bring it back some, but not too much. Yeah. Now it's feeling pretty good. Very simple stuff. Now let's get we're going to get the multiply layer on the back. We're going to go back down and do a multiply layer. I think it's going to be in between, below the, whatever it is. I don't know, below something. It's going to be below it. Whatever it's going to be, it's going to be below it, and we're going to just go with the flow. Right, we're just going to make it below. Just kind of use it to darken certain areas, make things a little bit more rich. And this is something this is another trick that I found out about, and it works pretty well. Like, well, I don't use it that often, but I thought I thought for the eyes, it might be a good strategy. So like a lot of these things, these techniques are not mine, and well, none of them are my techniques. Maybe the soft glow, uh, or I use soft glow to add the weird hair textures, but like the whole using the multiply to kind of add higher contrast as a quick way to add a contrast. That is someone else. Yep, yep, yep. So that's a little trick that I thought might help with do a quick little contrast bump without having to do much like manipulation on my behalf. You know, so I think it's working. Just really, really a little simple thing. And another thing that I've learned, I've gotten a little bit better, as you can kind of see, is the I've gotten better at just using the airbrush. At first, I wasn't using the airbrush at all, but now I'm able to. So, or now that I can, or now I do use the airbrush. So we're good on that. But before, I did not use the airbrush, and now I use it a lot more, and I think it's really helping because it helps with that. At first, it was just really weird to kind of use an airbrush that is it kind of creates this like it's just I always felt that it was too soft. And I still feel it's a little too soft for my liking, but it's helped. It's helped, no doubt about it. No doubt that it's improved the drawing. Yeah, look at that, kind of like vivid. So what I'll do is we're gonna add another layer of a soft glow, and we're gonna get a little tinge of pink and teal, just a little bit. We're gonna see how that works and see how it looks. Go get a soft glow. Soft glow again. And then we'll just do just a little bitty change. Put some right here. A little soft glow. Just I don't know. Eh, I kind of like the eyes as is. We'll leave the pink and teal to the fur and just leave the eyes alone. I think I'm done with the eyes. Um, and now let's do a little, yeah, almost done. I think I'll just leave the eyes as is. Don't push it. Like I could definitely spend all day fiddling with it. You can always make you can always work with it, but like I think there was this. I had a conversation with another artist, and it's just like you work on the drawing, you work on it, and all of a sudden it's like it's not getting better, it's actually getting worse. That's what kind of happened with the nose. Like, what what do I need to do with the nose? Like, do I need, like, maybe, now that I think about it, I don't know if I need this stuff on the nose, right? Maybe not even that. Boom. And whatever that layer is, there's another layer there that oh, that has some hard stuff on there, right? Like maybe I keep the nose like that, and then, yeah, I already like the nose like that. I don't know why I like, now it makes the hair with the cool flare stuff feel more cool. So what I'll do now is, with that nose, take the time to, we'll take that time to kind of just exaggerate the colors a little bit. Not exaggerate it, but like just bump up the tones on the highlights. Bump them up. And then call it a day. Like right here. Just bump up that tone a little bit. Bump this tone up, I think that's what I'll do. Just do just a little quick bump. And then, yeah, we'll call that a day with that. Maybe we'll move forward here. So now what I'm seeing is the color, my screen just, it hit a certain time, and now immediately the what do you call it? The blue screen said activated. The blue screen's activated, so immediately the screen just went like hyper saturated and changed tones like within 5 seconds. So there's that. That just occurred, you know? And so that's what I just found out and I'm dealing with at the moment. But it's not a bad thing. It doesn't look bad now, but it was interesting to see as I said, I had like the night mode on, and the night mode lasts all the way until like early morning, and so it just kind of activated, and here we are. No longer night mode. Yeah, I almost like the nose like that, where it's more just a generic nose without the special pore treatment. Like there's some pore treatment, but I think it matches the eyes better. And yes, I guess I could, if I wanted to get real micro, I could really go into, whoops, I could look at the eyes and look at the those areas where because if you look here, it's lighter, a little lighter. There is some variation on I don't know, the pupil. I guess I could see how that turns out. Get the go on the eye pupil and do a little test and just lighten it up and see what that does. Yeah, man, it's not gonna make or break. Just add a little reflective light here, maybe something like right here. Doesn't really do much. Maybe something like right here. you know. So like these little micro things, like I mean, adding a little airbrush pigment there is not gonna like alter the course of my drawing. It's just gonna be like, hey, this is a nice little touch here, a little touch there. You know, there we go. I think that's it with the details in the face and the nose. We'll keep it like that. We'll save it. Save it, and then the next thing is the background. So lock everything. Wait a second. I made a group, and I didn't put anything in that group. We're gonna lock that. So there we go. Now, boom. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Right? beautiful. What do you think? What do you think? Looks pretty good? I think it looks all right. So I have 14 minutes left. I guess I can get kind of started on the background. Oh, we'll just leave it like that. No, typically what I'm going to do with this background is I'm going to get I don't know. We're gonna do the background, and then I usually take like I'm gonna take a soft airbrush and kind of go around the edges to kind of, make it a little foggier, and that way the focus is more towards the face, and then and then party. I don't know. But we're gonna work on the background, make a group. You can't see me, but I'm making a group and labeling it background. Um, yeah, I don't know. Just play around with it for a little bit. Make a new layer, find some textures, find some brushes that I want to work with. See what they look like first. So I just have these these texture brushes that fry. What's that do? Fry copy. Oh, that's not bad. I have a fry dry copy. What's that? Why do I have so many copies? Is it really what is the? I thought maybe I conceptual streaky. Like what if I did this? I take the streaking. No. Like a so we could I don't know. Maybe we did like a nah, I don't like that at all. Let's see. That's a little better to make it glow. I can handle that. Or we're going to do another layer. Try that again. Use the glow. Don't make a group. Use the glow. Copy that. Right? It's and what if we do a layer behind and try multiply and see what that does? I might like that. Huh. Interesting. So I'm just playing around. So I noticed that if you press deep enough, the layers kind of, I don't know, they kind of do something interesting. And what if it's not multiply? What is copper? What if it's linen? Where does this go? What if this is blue? Don't know, man. So that was fun. What's this do? Okay, kind of a splotchy texture. So I just do the thing about the background for me. It's just like a bunch of just what's the rock detail? The rock detail was kind of cool when I was working on the other drawing. You know, I always thought it made a kind of a neat effect. You know. It did make a kind of a neat little textury effect that I might use later on, right? The question is how much do I want to see? Like, why is it doing that? So, like, that's kind of neat to kind of see it kind of come through. So again, I'll have another hour to work on, 2 hours to work on the background. I typically like to do that because it allows me to kind of play around with it. And this is a new thing this is kind of new for me to do play around with the background like this because for the longest while I was really what would you call it? I was kind of I kind of had like a formula, and I kind of went with it. And now I'm not doing that formula so much anymore. I'm kind of playing around with all the stuff that's kind of going on. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing a lot lately. Is just playing around with these textures and seeing how they work and seeing what I can do with them. Right. Wrong layer. I was wondering why I could still see it kind of coming through. So it's all just playing around and just like, what's this do? Scratch rake. I always like the scratch rake. I probably use it way too much. Oh yeah, I use it way too much. What's this texture brush? You know, what's it do? Ah, that's gross. I don't like that. Or at least ink speckles. Maybe not as that. What if it's like blue? Nah. What if you do it really large? Let's see. Leaky pen. What's the biggest you can go with that? Right? What's that do? And it's also a kind of like a new thing of it. It's all of it's kind of like interesting, like how I've been like lighten. I don't know. So I'm gonna be fiddling around with this for some time. Yeah, I'm gonna be fiddling around with it for a while. Yeah, so it's getting somewhere, and hopefully it'll get to a. Hopefully it'll get somewhere that is yeah, like it's already has something that I kind of like. I like some of the qualities, but like again, it's gonna take me a few like just I'm just gonna have to fiddle with it for the next 2 hours tomorrow, and it's a good thing that I kind of had this time to kind of work with it today, because that way I can kind of get a feel. You know, already there's a lot of things kind of that I kind of like. I don't know how much I like this background anymore. Like the that teal that I had. What's that do? Ooh, interesting. So I like just to mess around with these things, and I just do that. I just kind of fiddle around with it, and I think it helps. I think it helps me kind of. It's my way of experimenting with these weird shapes that I have available to me. Some people might think I'm just it's too like kitschy, I guess, but I don't mind it. You can call it what you want, you know. Rough texturizer, like just kind of cool to see how they kind of react, and that's just what I typically do is kind of take that like hmm. So maybe there might be some promise with some of this. Like if I were to take this, it's like a palette knife. I don't like it when it's that big though. It's too much of a yeah. So just playing around. What if I used like a palette knife that was pink? What's that do? It works better when you take the tone and copy it, I guess. I don't know. It's one of those really, really slow, smooth, blocky painter. What's that do? It does something like that. What about rough paint? Oil dots. Broken pin. How's it broken? Okay, it now looks kind of broken. Soft fuzzy painter. Cloud-like. Rough ink. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to fiddle around with it again and see what happens. But it's getting there. I think that's it for today. Take a break, come back to it. I spent 3 hours or 2 hours on it today. It's almost done. Like I could probably, if I wanted to, I could say, hey, this is done. I don't feel like messing around with the background. And that's the good thing about doing the background is like I get it. It's I'll work on it, right? And I'll work on it for 2 hours, and typically I don't finish the backgrounds. They get to a level of sometimes I'll have to spend a little bit extra time more than I expected because I went overboard on it. But like I could technically, in theory, maybe just keep it like this if I wanted to. Maybe have a little bit of overlapping of forms and such. But we'll see what happens. It looks good. Um, I'm done for now. I'm gonna take a little break. Maybe have some coffee, watch a video or something. I don't know. I'm gonna take a break. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Um, it give me a good warm fuzzy. Uh, anyways, have a great day. I gotta get going. I hope you have a wonderful day. Peace out.